Hey, everybody. It's Miss G, and I am going to talk to you today about the musical Wicked. So, we're doing Musical Monday, so you're expected to do just what we always do for Musical Monday. I'm going to give you some information, and I want you to copy it down onto a slide. Um, and it's a little bit different this time because I'm not going to show you the summary of the musical. I want you to take notes during me giving you the summary, and then I want you to write at least 4 sentences telling me the plot of the show. At least 4. You should have way more than 4 um, to work off of based on the stuff that I'm going to be showing you, but at least 4, and you need to tell me the plot of the show. So let me get this set up so that we can get started. All right. Hey, I did the technology. Maybe. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're not super bored during your extended break. But okay, so we're going to talk today about the Broadway show Wicked. Here's the information that you need for the assignment. I've kind of already gone through it with you, but just to recap. So, just like all of our normal musical Mondays, you need to copy all of the information from the first slide. And instead of giving you the outline of the summary, you need to follow along as I tell you about the plot of the show. While you're following along, make notes about what I'm saying. After you watch the video clip at the end, I want you to rewrite the summary of the plot in your own words. Upload the doc and turn it into Classroom. And then you're all done until next week. So, the book for the show was written by Winnie Holtzman. The lyrics and music were both written by Stephen Schwartz. Choreography was by Wayne Cilantro. And Wicked opened on Broadway on October 30th, 2003. Wicked was nominated for 9 Tony Awards, which is quite a few. And then it actually won 3 of those. It was also nominated for 10 Drama Desk Awards and won 8, and took home the Grammy for Best Musical Show Album in 2005. That's a picture of a Tony, just in case you have never seen one of those before. This is the slide that you need to copy down word for word and make sure that it gets put on either a Google Doc or a clean Google slide. I know that I said earlier that it needed to be on a doc. If you want to put it on a slide, that's fine too. But it does need to be put, this slide specifically needs to be put down exactly like this. You don't have to put the picture of the Tony Award on it, of course, but the words need to be just like this, please. And then starting on the next slide, you are going to start taking notes about what I'm saying, and then you are going to write me 4 sentence summary of the show. All right, so here's the important information about the show. So, Wicked is based off of a book that was written after The Wizard of Oz, and it's told from the perspective or the point of view of the witches of Oz from the story The Wizard of Oz. So, The Wizard of Oz is mainly about Dorothy and the Tin Man and the Scarecrow and the Cowardly Lion, and of course, Dorothy's dog Toto. But Wicked is told from the point of view of the 3 main witches. So, Elphaba is the name of the Wicked Witch of the West. Nessa Rose is the Wicked Witch of the East, who also happens to be Elphaba's sister. Nessa Rose is the one that ends up getting the house dropped on her when Dorothy lands in Oz. And Glinda is the Good Witch of the North. So here's a picture of Elphaba. Green skin, black dress, black hat. We're all fair. I feel like most of us are going to be pretty familiar with this character. This is Nessa Rose, who is Elphaba's sister. And this is Glinda, the Good Witch of the North. So, the story of Wicked actually begins before Dorothy lands in Oz. and it ends after Dorothy's time in Oz. So we are landing in Oz, I guess, um, before Dorothy gets there, and then we don't leave until after Dorothy's story ends. Dorothy does make like a brief appearance in Wicked, but she's just a shadow. We get to see a silhouette of Dorothy as she dumps water onto the Wicked Witch of the West, but we don't actually see the character of Dorothy on stage other than that. So, the story of Wicked begins with Elphaba and Glinda meeting in college, and they accidentally become roommates, which I know sounds really weird. But basically, Glinda is the sweet, perky, popular girl, and Elphaba is the kind of emo, like stuck in her head, very logical, serious person. Very much opposites attract kind of scenario. And the two of them accidentally become roommates when they start griping about their room assignments at college. And the solution that the headmistress comes up with is that they can just room together. And they start out definitely hating each other. Like I said, opposites attract most of the time, but it didn't look like this was going to happen for Elphaba and Glinda. They did not like one another. And in order to aggravate Elphaba even more, Glinda gives her this hat that she and her friends joke is really ugly and she would never wear it. And it ends up becoming the hat that we recognize the most with the Wicked Witch of the West, like the big pointy black hat and everything. Um, so Glinda invites Elphaba to go out, to hang out with her and her friends. And Elphaba gets really embarrassed because everyone is making fun of this hat that Glinda gave her. And Glinda has a change of heart and feels really bad about it. And they become friends. And spoiler alert, there's a boy. And they're both in love with him. And then there's also a goat. So the boy his name is Fiyero, and Glinda falls in love with him initially, and um, at a certain point, so does Elphaba, and they end up fighting over a boy. Ah, always causing drama. The goat is named Dr. Dillamond, and he is a professor at Shiz University, where Glinda and Elphaba go to school. Dr. Dillamond and Elphaba form quite a bond. And when it is decided that Dr. Dillamond can no longer teach because he's an animal and he doesn't, it's basically the wizard is trying to get rid of all of the animals from points of power so that they can no longer talk. And the theory there is that that's why we can't hear animals speak anymore because the wizard took away their power. Anyway, that has a lot to do with Elphaba's kind of shift in her mindset a little later in the story. So here is the wizard. Is he a good guy or a bad guy? Because if you think back to the Wizard of Oz, he's the good guy, right? But we're looking at the story from a different point of view. And what I like about Wicked is that you are looking at this story from someone else's perspective. This story that we all grew up with thinking that the wizard was this great helpful person, we get to see a different side of his character in Wicked, and he's not so great and not so helpful, and he's actually really manipulative and the villain in this story. And so Elphaba takes a stand against him, and she's initially kind of dragged in and wants all of the wonderful things that she thinks that the wizard can do for her. And eventually she figures out that the wizard is actually a really bad person and he only does things for selfish reasons. Um, and so Elphaba kind of has to take on the wizard, this man that the entire city knows and loves and adores. And how do you think that went over for her? Not great. So I'm not going to spoil the end for you. This is the video that I would like for you guys to watch. You can simply copy and paste this, or I will link it directly in I'll link it for you directly in Google Classroom as well so that you can see it there. And other than that, we're good to go. So get that 4-sentence minimum summary of the plot that I just gave you, get that turned in, and please do not copy and paste anything off of the internet. I will check it We don't want to do that. It's plagiarism. You guys can totally do this. We've done it a million times before. But if you have any questions or anything, you can always email me or send me a Google chat. And I think that's it. So make sure that you're using either Google Docs or Google Slides. And you can make sure you copy that first slide down, type that out, and then do your 4-sentence summary in the same Google Doc or the same Google Slide, and get that attached and hit turn in Classroom, and then you're good to go. If you have not finished the story structure assignment from last week, that does need to be turned in by Friday so that I can get that graded and get those posted in the gradebook. Don't forget, you are getting full on grades now. So you'll be able to look at your grades as we go in home access, and you'll be able to look at your average. If you ever have any questions about that, you can email me. So I hope you guys are doing well. I miss you like crazy. This lockdown thing is really starting to get to me. I am missing school. I am missing the routine. I am missing first period taping up my coffee. I am missing second period acting like a bunch of crazy people and having just the most absolutely random conversations. I am missing the camaraderie and family of third period. I miss the peacefulness and the silliness of sixth period. I miss the hilarious chaos of seventh period. Um, I miss eighth period constantly making me go, "What are you doing? Why are you doing that? You can't do that because I'm not allowed to laugh. It's not fair." I miss you guys. I miss every single one of you. I would give almost anything to be back at school with you. And I hope you know that. So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this. Talk to you soon. Bye.